If I was a candidate or president, here's what I would say. We're not going to tax the rich. We're not going to say tax the rich. We're going to say anybody who makes less than $100,000 a year will pay zero in federal income taxes. Zero. Okay, because here's the thing. If you make under $100,000, you're a normal person. And if you're in California, that isn't really that much money. Those are the people that spend money. They spend a larger percentage of their money on rent, food, things, right? Where the mega wealthy, a little different. I am somebody on the left who does not want to vote for anything that's going to increase government revenue without them increasing efficiency. Prove that you can decrease your spending and then cut taxes. I'm all about tax cuts. But if you come out and say, I'm going to make sure that nobody making less than $100,000 pays a fucking nickel in federal income taxes. Now, the states will have to do what they have to do because inevitably you're going to have to cut some entitlement programs and those will be delegated to the states, and the states will make their decision on what entitlement programs make sense for them, because these federal entitlement programs, to be honest with you, are a fucking shit show. Now, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, probably not going to go anywhere, but other ones could be delegated to the states. And then the local people at those states will have the ability on the local level to elect people that will suit their needs. I mean, what? 80% of the population makes less than $100,000 a year. 80% of people in this country are not paying federal income taxes. They're going to have to pay their state taxes, but they can choose where they live now. Then we go, okay, well then who pays taxes? People that make over $100,000. Then you have your tiers, your marginal tax rate, and keeping it pretty low, because people that are in that $100,000 to $200,000 range a lot of times are, yes, they are your your professionals in tech sector and stuff like that. They're also small business owners. They're not working class, but they're working people. A lot of people have their own businesses. They're in that range, right? And especially depending on where you live, because we have to have a federal system here. If you're making $200,000, but you live in a very urban area, you send your kids to some kind of like school that maybe costs money. There's a lot of things that can go on. You're not living in pure decadence, but you're doing really good. That's great. You have your tax rate there, then it goes up, then it goes up. Well, from there, we have to look at this and say, okay, we have to keep government revenue neutral. Are you going to tax the shit out of people who make between $100,000 and $250,000 a year as a household? That seems like that might be pretty unpopular. What about people that make over $250,000 a year? Well, that's when things get weird. What about people who make over $1 million a year? Now we're talking about decadence. And now somehow we've created a system where you have to tax the rich. This is the biggest straw man I've ever heard in my life. Right? It's like, oh, well, there's more new millionaires that came from nothing than millionaires that came from. I'm like, $1 million in 2023 is not that much money as far as net worth is concerned. That is a padded statistic to avoid accountability for uber wealthy. Now, we can look at Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk, who catch a lot of heat for this kind of stuff because they're incredibly wealthy, but at least they created something, right? Tesla, SpaceX, Amazon. How do most billionaires become billionaires? By managing money. They move money around and they manipulate markets to do so to make more money. Those people add zero value. I want to tax those motherfuckers into the goddamn ground. And I don't feel bad about it. I don't feel bad about it. Rich people paying their fair share is not 0%. And taking loans out against their assets of billions of dollars to avoid paying taxes is criminal. But it would be different if you and me and everybody listening to this podcast, for the most part, their taxes go down incredibly to bolster an economy, right? To give people the freedom to invest into things, to grow their own personal life. So instead of saying tax the rich, lefties say cut federal income taxes to zero for anybody making $100,000 a year. I hope you're having a great day. You know what would make my day really, really good? Is if you subscribe to this channel, turn on post notifications, and like this video. It would mean a lot to me, and it would really help us overcome the content moderation that seems to have a bit of an influence on who sees our videos, when, where, and why. Make your day better, make my day better, and let's just move forward together.